Shalom to the elect. This is your brother Samak coming to you with another lesson. All praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the elders and apostles from Apostle Hart on down. Peace and blessings to the elect. All right, so this is another lesson entitled, as you can see, Fasting, the Superpower You Have, right? Something like that. I don't know. I'm not good with titles, man. I just, I throw the lessons, I do what I can, right? So, as you know, fasting is a superpower that we do have access, right? And how is it a superpower, might you ask? Well, fasting has many benefits, mostly in the spirit. I can't even say mostly, honestly, both in the spirit and in the flesh. But the emphasis heavy on the spirit, right? And we're going to dive a little bit into both of those benefits, or how those benefits pertain to the flesh and to the spirit, and why you should be practicing fasting regularly, right? Okay, so let's first start off with a precept. This is Matthew 6, starting at 16, right? It says, "Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you that they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly." Okay, so that's the point. You'll see men or people who will fast, and they'll do these things, and they'll make themselves appear unto fasting, right? They'll walk around moping, "Oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, I'm so weak." And people are like, "Yo, what's going on?" And they're like, "Man, I'm fasting. I'm just doing a fast for the Lord. You know what I mean? Trying to get my mind." They're trying to get the praise of men. They're trying to get the praise and respect of men. And if they do that, then guess what? That's their reward. The Most High is going to allow them to get that. Your reward is the opinions of men, which matters nothing. The opinions of men don't matter at all, because the opinions of men don't change anything in your life. So you really just fasted in vain. So when you fast, now granted, if you tell brothers you're fasting, for reasons of inspiration or whatever, but obviously we already know the scripture, so we know that when we fast, we don't put ourselves in that position. We stay lively, we stay active, and we stay moving. You know what I mean? And we stay in high spirits. So when we fast, our fast is to be contagious unto the brothers. Now, granted, you don't have to tell brothers you're fasting. Now, it depends on the fast, the purpose of the fast. Sometimes, brothers just fast just because they want to, they just want to, sometimes just feel like fasting. I just do a quick little fast, man, for the Lord. You know what I mean? And sometimes you fast to get demons off you. I feel like those ones that you're trying to get those demons off you, you don't tell brothers that you're fasting per se, but you definitely tell brothers what you're going through so that they can send their prayers for you. And so, the spiritual benefits to fasting are one that you allow yourself to be fully relying on the Lord. All right, when you fast and you go on a dry fast, right? Because there's many different type of fasts. We'll get into that a little bit too. There's many different type of fasts. One fast in particular, the most renowned fast for spiritual purposes, is a dry fast. Which a dry fast is just how it sounds: no food, no water. It's dry, and you're completely relying on the Lord. With this fast, typically, I don't recommend. Everyone's a little different, but in general, the science says that you can't go 72 hours without water. That's what the science says. I've never tested it. I've never really looked that deep into it, but that's generally what it says. You can't go more than 72 hours without water. So just for general sakes, try, if you're going to dry fast, try to keep it 24, 48 hours. And then if you're going to go longer than 48 hours, incorporate a little bit of water or electrolytes, some salt, a little magnesium, potassium, whatever. But otherwise, if you're going to go prolonged fast, just incorporate some water. All right, it's not going to break your fast. It's really not going to break your hunger, but it will keep you hydrated, and it will keep your cells hydrated, which will then keep you alive. Keep your cells and your organs hydrated, which will keep you alive. So that's pretty much the dry fast. And the benefits of fasting is it puts you in a place of complete reliance on the Most High Yahweh. And what it does is it's a sacrifice. You're making your body, pursuant to Romans 12, the first chapter, first verse, make your body as living sacrifice. Or is it Romans 12 and 2? Romans 12, 1 and 2. It says, make your body as living sacrifice. So we make ourselves a living sacrifice. This is how we pretty much show the Lord our, what's the word I'm looking for? We show the Lord our sincerity, and we show the Lord our service. We give it, because we really can't do anything for the Lord. So fasting is one way that we can show the Lord that we give ourselves to Him. And it's a good thing. And with fasting, the Most High, His ears are open to your prayers more often. And you're more likely to receive that which you pray for when you do it in a fasted state. Especially if it's within reason, obviously. You're praying for things that are of the Spirit, things that are righteous, things that are beneficial. As long as, like I said, as long as it's beneficial to your walk, and you do it in the fast state, the Most High, I don't see why the Most High wouldn't give it to you. So, and whenever you're feeling like your spirit is kind of slipping a little bit, you feel like you're losing track, you're losing focus on the Lord and the Spirit, and that's a good time to fast, because that will put you in a state of mind to where your focus is regained, right? Your priorities start to realign themselves. Your lust and temptation start to wither away, because what you're doing is you're starving out Satan and the devil and all these evil spirits when you're in a fasted state, because you're in a spiritual state. You're in a godly state. A fasted state is the closest thing you'll get to godliness here in the flesh. So let's jump down to Matthew 4:4. It says, but he answered and said, it is written that man should not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the word of the mouth of God. Right. So when you go and read up a few verses, this is when Satan was trying to pretty much tempt Yahushua, because Yahushua was weak. When you're in the fast state, you're weak physically, but you're not weak spiritually. You may even be weak mentally, believe it or not, right? In a fasted state, mentally, right? Meaning, like, physically you have no energy. Mentally, you may just kind of, sometimes when you're fasted, you might not always have a clear mind, right? It's not always like that. It also depends on the duration of your fast. Sometimes if you fast too short, you don't really get those euphoric effects, or those clear mind effects. Or if you fast too long,